Have you ever wondered, what does a child think about you? What does your child think about you as a parent, as an adult? Mr. Janusz Korczak offers us much wisdom on the difference between children and adults as their parents. He says that children really truly need to be respected for who they are. Oftentimes, we rush them onto becoming adults. Oftentimes, we overlook their strengths, we highlight their weaknesses, and we think of them as though they're not functioning completely because they're not yet adults. But Mr. Korczak teaches us much wisdom that can be gained by just observing children, by just being with them, noticing their strengths, celebrating their victories, and truly enjoying them just the way they are. Children have a right to be respected. Respecting them for who they are, just the way they are. This could be truly pictured very easily. An adult comes into a child's room, and in the child's coat pocket, or in a child's sweater pocket, or in their room, in their drawers, you can find anything and everything. A lost nail, a button, a missing eye from a doll, ripped off pages from a maze book, cartoon wheels, cartoon car wheels, cartoon characters floating around everywhere, bed not made, and perhaps the adult is even stepping and tripping over things around the floor. And of course, the adult is very frustrated. Ugh, this child can never get it together. This child has too many things. I get them too many things and they just don't know how to use it. They just don't know how to place things. They don't know where to put things. I just need to teach them everything. They don't know. They're not sufficient enough. We are perhaps mistaken because that child is actually symbolizing each one of these things that they have with something wonderful. The eye from the missing doll is perhaps there because it reminds them of that doll that they had. And the car wheels are perhaps circular objects that they like to stim on. This stimulates them in a way that they distract their mind off of things. This is the way they relax. Their messy room is there because they don't know yet how to organize. And it's too much for them to organize all at once. And we cannot expect perfection personified from them. And all these other things around the room are perhaps there because they represent a certain meaning in the child's life. And we misunderstand that as parents for a messy room, for being irresponsible, for being neglectful, for wasting time in play. But children only learn through play. They learn and they work hard through play. Sometimes we tell our children, clean up your room. And they say, I don't want to work. But honestly, when they are actually playing and building and creating, they're working very hard. They're using their brains to construct, to create, to build. And they are using their energies. So they're doing it because they love it. And we need to teach our children the beauty of being responsible, of being organized in a loving, accepting way, accepting of their strengths, how far they can go as children, accepting them for how much they can do. Sometimes you can imagine to yourself walking down the street with your child and the child just doesn't keep up and we rush them along, hurry up, hurry up. But the child can't walk that fast. In the same way, it actually compares beautifully to all their other abilities. They can't perform things as fast as we can, and it's not because we're more clever. And I want to bring this to my next point. What children really think of us. Adults are not very clever. That is point number one. They don't even know how to take advantage of the freedom that they have. The child thinks the adult can buy whatever they want. They can eat whatever they want, whenever they want. They could do whatever they want. And yet, they are never happy. Any little thing just triggers them to get angry, to get upset, to blame things and blame people. Why is it? They're not clever. Point number two. Adults do not know everything. Sometimes they answer things just to get rid of you. The child asks them a question, they just say any answer just to brush them off, to just relax, to have time to themselves. They say a joke just to get rid of the child. And it is impossible to tell who is telling the truth. Why? Because one parent says one thing and another adult says another. Who is telling the truth? The next point is they are unfair. When a parent is upset, everything is upsetting. Everything bothers them. When the parent is happy, anything goes. They are so much more accepting. They are so much more calm. The child is quite confused. Why is it that the parent acts a certain way when they're upset, and I do the same thing when they're not upset and they just seem fine? Perhaps the problem is us. Adults lie. That's number 4. It is a lie that one can get sick from eating sweets, or that if you don't eat all your food, you will dream about monsters, or if you play with fire, you will wet your bed, or if you swing your legs, you are doing something truly terrible. You are being really irresponsible. You're being impractical, immoral. This is not true. Not true. We tell our children lies just to scare them, maybe to threaten them, just to do what we want quickly, right now, because we have our own responsibilities to take care of. Yes, we may be stressed for time. We may have responsibilities, but we're running so fast. Are we really running to somewhere where we know our ultimate destination? Do we really know that the example that we're setting as we're modeling to our children, how I'm behaving, how I'm controlling myself, how I am reacting to my child, am I being a role model? Or perhaps I'm taking too much? May we truly reconsider our behaviors, our actions, our thoughts, the way we speak to our children, to be true role models. Leah Abramov, Being and Becoming.